Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our fireside chat. Today's date is March 7th, 2024, and I have a very special guest with us today, Mr. William Bowles. Thank you for joining us today, William.
Hey, Darren, great to be on the Zoom with you. Looking forward to it.
Yes, just a little bit of background, a little history here is William and I actually were friends. I think it was over 20 years ago.
It
Um,
was.
and doing some various team building endeavors together. And much to my surprise, I received a call from him this past year saying, Darren, I'm in Cuenca. Like, Cuenca, you're in my country of Ecuador. Wow, great. Welcome, welcome, William. What's going on? Well, we've just been sharing notes. And William has an incredible, powerful health product, which I'm going to show you right here, that is changing lives across the entire planet. It's called Iteracare. And ironically enough, I've had several friends of mine throughout the planet, some in Canada, some in Europe, who have some in Michigan, my hometown, my home state rather, who's been telling me, Darren, you got to get this Iteracare thing, man. I got these incredible testimonies. It healed my psoriasis, it healed my sore joints, it healed this, it healed that. And I've been so busy with so much stuff, I didn't do it because life got away from me, and everybody knows I'm super busy. Anyway, I'm having a foot problem right now, a chronic one for 2 years. And when William shared with me, he's here in Ecuador, and he's one of the primary guys for Iteracare here in South and Central America. I said, can you send me one of those? So he did. He sent me this one, and I've been using it for about a week, everybody. And my foot, after 2 years of struggling, is getting better. And
Right
this is
on.
some incredible technology. I'm going to turn the call over to William to give us a little preview. And I'm doing my best to talk William into coming to Vilcabamba to do a presentation for all of us in person. So this is a 15-minute little overview teaser of a meeting we're going to have here in the future. So William, the show
Yes.
is yours. You can take it away from here, and I'll support you where needed.
All right. Thanks, Darren. I'm so thankful that you're getting results with your foot. You know, after 2 years, I started January 12th of 2022. And, within 2 weeks, actually, I take that back. I got unbelievable results as soon as I got the product within 10 minutes of using it. Terahertz, and I'll go over that in a minute, but I want to just kind of give you a little brief overview. First of all, I don't believe in getting really technical about the science behind this product and this frequency. And the reason why is because I don't want to make a mistake and say something that you might think is hokey and then you don't try the product, because this product is and has changed so many lives. And that's why I'm still 110% sharing the story of Terahertz and Price International. Why? Well, because just recently it's changed the life of my son, my 19-year-old son. So why does Terahertz, why is it so effective in helping? Well, terahertz is on the light spectrum. It's called God's waveband, the light of life. And these are from scientists. These aren't from distributors. These are from the people researching terahertz. So terahertz is in between microwave, which is bad, and far infrared, which is good. Well, the terahertz frequency moves very, very quickly, the pulse, okay? And that is why it does what it does. So terahertz frequencies in the research has been shown to, number one, all right, is to reduce inflammation and then increase microcirculation. Listen, everyone has a problem with inflammation unless you eat perfectly, have perfect air to breathe, and everything that comes along with that. So inflammation is a bigger a problem than most people realize. So terahertz gets rid of cells that are not supposed to be there. Now, I'm not going to say the C word. However, most healthy cells are resonating at around 80, 90. Okay, children are 90, all right? So in that range. Certain cells are around 10. Terahertz basically takes a cell, let's say that's around 50 hertz, and energizes it back up to where it's supposed to be. But cells that are resonating down around 10, 15 hertz cannot handle the increase in energy or heat. Okay. Now the product puts off heat because frequencies are more active with hot heat. Okay. That's really important. So when you take this terahertz device, and this product doesn't heal or treat any disease, okay, guys, it's generating terahertz is a non-invasive product. In other words, I call it a crazy hair dryer. Why? Well, because it is the best hair dryer that you can use. You should never use your hair dryers. And the reason why is because they emit a lot of electromagnetic fields. And you might say, well, why doesn't this emit electromagnetic fields? Well, it does it where the cord goes in. Any electrical device is going to put off some EMF. But this terahertz is non-iodizing radiation. Okay. In other words, it's not harmful in any way. So when you measure it with the air coming out of the terahertz devices, uh, there's nothing there. It's a healing frequency. And so my wife hated her hair dryer. And, before I say that, I always tell people, because everybody wants to know, is it going to help me with this? Is it going to help me with that? And I tell people, listen, I don't know what it's going to do for you, but listen, here's the worst case scenario. You're going to have the most amazing hair dryer for your wife that you can imagine. And I tell them the story. And I said, and this is really important, you're going to have some of the best water, the most hydrating water that you can drink. You take this blower and you blow it on top of a glass of water or a pitcher, glass, not plastic, and it changes the structure, the molecular structure of the water. So the clusters go from a normal size, which means it's harder to absorb, down to a nano size. And when it does that, the water tastes better and it's extremely hydrating. So my wife used it for the first time and she says, honey, my hair is so much softer and my scalp is not tingling like the old hair dryer did for 5 minutes. And she's not the kind she doesn't use it every day, but she hated it. So every time now she uses the iTerracare blower and she absolutely loves it. My daughter just turned 4. After her bath, mama, blower, blower. Animals instinctively know that terahertz is good. It's good for plants. You blow the water and you feed your plants with it and they grow better. There's all kinds of research out there about frequencies in plants, but we've got, testimonies of fish, swimming sideways like this, about to die. And the owners take the wand and they blow the tank water for, 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, boom, fish is back to complete normal. Why? Well, because all life needs terahertz. Now, let me back that up. The moon emits terahertz frequencies. Why do people that use wood for heat are more healthy than people that don't? Well, when you burn wood, terahertz is being emitted. So terahertz is a natural energy, a natural frequency that is, and this is very important, it's native to the body. That's important because you don't want things that are not native to the body, because then the body doesn't recognize them. And that's the only thing that I can say that for some of these things that have happened, for example, and I'll talk, if you want to dig deep into terahertz, all you got to do is go to PubMed, type in terahertz and medicine. Now, there is one article that people say, oh, look, it's bad for you. No, you have to take everything into account. One of the things that this device does is it emits the terahertz with a very low hertz. Unlike body scanners, for example. Body scanners at the airport, that's terahertz frequency. Okay. And I don't recommend people go through those. And a lot of you probably would agree. The other thing where you would see it is in cell communication. 6G is going to be terahertz. So I go by what the product does. All right. So one of my friends, this is an emotional story for him and for me. This guy didn't want to have anything to do with this product. He says it's in China. They don't have a money back guarantee. blah, 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 blah. I said, listen, Ricky, I'm going to send you one. No, it's like, let me do some more research. I'm like, no, I'm sending you one for free. He says, all right, all right. He's like, if I don't get any results, I'll send it back to you in 2 or 3 months. I said, fine. I got a call. It was after he received it. He says, what's going on? He's like, William, there's no instructions on how to use this thing. I said, Ricky, plug it in and blow it on your body. I sent him a little PDF. He he calls me back. And this guy was suicidal, depressed, a complete mess. And I've known him for 15 years. And he calls me back after he used it for an hour the first time. And he says, I at first I didn't even recognize him. It was that big of a change. And he says, William, he says, I can't believe this. He says, it's like every cell in my body is on fire, basically. I mean, he was just said, he says, I feel incredible. He says, I gotta go, but I'm gonna call you back. So he calls me back about an hour and a half later, and he says, William, I did another hour. He says, this product is unbelievable. I'm going to sell hundreds of them. And he did. Okay. This product worked for him. Another friend of mine, he calls me up and he's a networker and he says, William, you're not going to believe he had only had it for like 2 days. And I said, Rudy, I said, please, you're just coming up with some story so you can start selling these things. He says, William, he says, I was in a car accident 4 years ago and my shoulder hurt so bad that it kept me from sleeping. I was ready to have surgery, had it scheduled. He says, William, the numbness is gone and the pain is gone. He says, I don't believe it. About 2 weeks later, he calls me and says, William, I just did a video because my family didn't believe that I was able to run. And because he wasn't barely walking, having some health problems, he ran to his gate and back to his house, and his wife took a video, and his family couldn't believe it. Why is that amazing? Because his inflammation was reduced, his circulation was increased, and it started to rebuild the areas in his body that were not working right. This is probably one of the biggest things about terahertz is that it will help your bones generate your naturally occurring stem cells. Okay. And that's the only thing that I can attain. I could go for an hour, 2 hours telling you stories, but I'm gonna end with this one because it's significant. This guy, Kevin, got the jab for 17 months. He was walking around like this. Okay. He had symptoms of Parkinson's disease and he could barely walk. This guy got a blower, started blowing his body. Within 2 days, his arm dropped. He was walking normal. And by the end of the week, he was running up the stairs in his home, changed his life. 17 months he was dealing with this. We got people with infections. This guy, Byron, had an infection in his leg. He was fighting it for 7 months, 3 months with the most intense antibiotic therapy that you can get at the doctor. In 3 months, I sent him home and said, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. He was going systemic. His leg was swollen and red. He started, a friend of mine sent his wife and him a blower and said, you know what, just try this. He said that when he was using the product, it literally was taking the redness away before his eyes. And in 2 days, the redness was gone. His ED was gone, microcirculation, 2 days. And at the end of the week, he's got these, this is all documented. All you see is a thin line, a scar where his opening was in his leg. 7 days. He couldn't believe it. It healed him. Why? Terahertz frequencies kills things that are not supposed to be there. Bacteria, viruses. That is significant. So I'll end with my story. So I got the product. I had a stuffy nose and I never have a stuffy nose. I had a cough that would never go away, probably something left over from COVID. And I'd heard this story of the similar situation. So I got the product, put it on the lower setting, and I breathed it in, blew it into my face for 10 minutes. All of a sudden, while I'm doing it, I realized my nose is completely clear and I wasn't coughing. And my cough was 80% better. And by the end of that week, it was gone. And I'd had it for 3 months, the stuffy nose and this cough that just persistent, that just wouldn't go away. And at that moment, I realized that this product was unbelievable. I used it that night And I used it for about 45 minutes, and I could not believe how well I slept. Remarkable. So these are stories that happen to a lot of people. This isn't just an, one thing here and there kind of a deal. So Darren, did you have any questions? Because I know we're running short on time.
Yeah, you
We're
know
keeping under
what?
15.
I would like you to take 1 minute and give just a list of the ailments, if you got them on the top of your head, that this has helped in testimonies. Not necessarily the story, but like which
Okay.
ailments, like psoriasis, and then I'd like
Well,
to take one
yeah,
or 2 minutes and do a little demonstration with my
perfect.
device.
I
Okay.
like it. All right. So, like I said earlier, people say, well, I have this. Is it going to help me? I don't know. But I can tell you that it reduces inflammation. Inflammation is the precursor to a lot of different diseases, period. All
Right.
right. So, and I'll just use this as an example. When you go on a fast, the fast gets rid of the junk that's not supposed to be there. Okay. Terahertz has a similar effect on the things in the body. That's all I can tell you. So, we have a Facebook group. There's over 80,000 people in this Facebook group. You can go in there and do your search. Those are personal testimonies. You've got some issue, go see what it's done for other people. I will tell you this. My friend Steve, his dad had Parkinson's disease. Had Parkinson's disease. Okay. He was doing some other supplements, but he had it for years. The doctors could not believe there was no sign of Parkinson's disease. Okay.
Handshakes, all
The
that.
whole, the speech problems, the whole 9 yards, right? And he's old guy, right? Um, I mean, I seriously, I love telling the stories of people that I know, because this is the kind of product that it just flat out works. I mean, listen, I've been in direct sales for years, and something will happen with a company, and I'm just like, oh, I'm done, right? There's been bumps in the road. This is it just started back in November, December of 2021. There's been bumps. It's like with any company. You guys, I'm raring to go. Why? Well, stories like Darren. I mean, I'll still send a product to people and I'll be like, well, I hope it helps them, right? The more and more, the more I realize I should be like, this is going to help you. A lot of people, they'll sell one to their friend. Oh, this is going to help you. I never do that. Did I tell you that, Darren? I said it could help you.
Exactly.
Yeah. You didn't have any preconceived ideas about whether or not this was going to help you. All of a sudden, William, I need two more. Well, why?
No,
It
no,
works.
I need a truck load now.
Exactly. I'm working on that. Love it. Yeah, so the list is long, but again, you have to be, even here in Ecuador, you got to be really careful about saying that something will, right? Like CDS, there's people in jail right now because of that stuff, right? So you have to be careful, and I'm careful. We talk about terahertz. We don't talk about the products. It just so happens that our products emit terahertz frequencies, but again, you're not even connected to this product. Think about that for a second. All right. It's the air coming out of it, the energy coming out of it. So yeah, if I am always blown away. I'll end with this. My pastor's wife here in Ecuador was having problems with sleeping. She had a gallbladder surgery. And I said, listen, here, take this. And she used it once and then didn't use it for a couple days. And then her husband blew her back for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Which I recommend, highly recommend. And she slept through the night. She couldn't believe that she slept through the night. So even if this helps you with hydration from drinking the water, right? And better sleep, you're leaps and bounds ahead of most people, because those are two very important things: hydration and proper sleep.
Very good. So here's the device, everybody. I am going to disassemble this part because this is the piece that is very unique and different. This is a crystal, and this is where the hot air that blows through this that creates the terahertz. Anything you want to comment on that? So that basically gets
Yeah,
screwed into. Go ahead.
yes, it screws in, and the crystal tube is manufactured in Japan. It's assembled in China, like everything else we own. But the crystal tube is a special crystal tube. Now there's knockoffs of these things out there and they just have glass tubes. This special crystal tube is used in military. This technology, this facility that produces this crystal tube is very unique. Okay. That's all again, we got to go back to uh listen, just use it, right? And that's what
So
I love about this product.
so
It just works.
I'm going to turn this on, and it's going
Okay.
to look and sound like a hair dryer that everybody's used to, and it blows air out like a hair dryer. So it's going
Yeah.
to look and sound and blow like a hair dryer. But the metaphysics here is what's going on in this crystal tube is very, very special, and that's
Yeah.
where
Heat
this
and air.
heat and air
Heat and air.
going through the crystal creates the terahertz.
Right.
Okay, but
That's
here we
my
go.
understanding.
Here we go. And you see, it's got a blue light. Maybe you want to comment on that blue light. Oh, it feels
Wow,
very good.
your microphone is incredible. I can't even hear that, Darren. I
Really?
do not hear the microphone. I mean, I don't hear the blower. I was thinking this is going to be loud, so you got some
Let me
good
get it.
headsets there.
Can you hear that? No.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah, so my son did what he's doing because he had psoriasis. This is about 2 months ago, all over his head, his stomach, his back, his legs. And I showed him some before and after pictures of a guy I met in Mexico. And he had psoriasis that covered his entire knee and a bigger spot above that on his leg. And he's got hair growing back. It's completely gone. So I said, Caleb, use the blower. After he looked at the pictures, he's like, okay, because he was really uncomfortable about these spots all over him. And he's going to come with me to Vilcabamba, by the way, Darren. So
good.
he, 1 month later, diligently using that every day, twice a day on his scalp because he had psoriasis in his hair, it was gone. Okay. It was he just had white skin, like baby skin, white. That was all that was there where these sores of psoriasis was at. He couldn't believe it. My wife couldn't believe it. Even I couldn't believe it. I know it was going to help him, right? But you just really don't know. And unbelievable. He's so thankful for this product and he still uses it every day. He takes it and we blow our water in our big glass container that we have. Nope. Caleb pours himself a quart-sized mason jar and takes the blower and blows it for like 2 minutes. That's how much he believes in the effectiveness of the water and the product.
Wonderful, William. I think we're going to call it a wrap for this short video, but thank you so much for sharing this
Yep.
with me to help me
Enjoyed it.
in my own health journey, in my
Love
own
it.
life. And I shared this with some of my good friends, Robert and Lucky and Elia and Beatrice and Nancy are both already on the list. So I already got backlog of orders of people wanting this.
Well, the
So
two are on the way, so you should have them pretty soon.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, want to thank you, and we look forward to welcoming you to Vilcabamba and doing a longer presentation to share this with everybody here. This is a very health conscious community, so I think
Yes.
this will be a great blessing and tool for our little community here in Vilcabamba and beyond. So thank you so much for taking the time. William does have to go back to the U.S. to help his mother and father. So you'll be back in what, 3-4 weeks, maybe you'll be
Yeah,
here in
I'm hoping.
Vilcabamba, maybe a month away. You'll
Yeah,
be here in Vilcabamba, something like that. We're hoping for, right?
hopefully sooner. Yeah, hopefully I can get everything done and awesome. Thank you,
All
Darren.
right. Keep the big picture
Appreciate it.
burning brightly. Many blessings. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Okay.